She started in horror, playing killers, monsters, even a character called Peaches. But what happened in her own home wasn't acting. A baby monitor, picking up voices, footsteps in an empty room, and something leaning in close enough to whisper, "Get out." Tonight, on Myths, Monsters, and Mullets, horror actress Melissa Sapienza shares the moments that felt a little too real, and the thing that may have been watching her daughter.
Out in the woods, shadows creep slow. Footprints deep where no man should go. Cold winds howl through hollers and brooks. Whispers of Bigfoot in the way it looks. Myths, monsters, and mullets in the night. Under a pale moon, strange glowing light. Truth out there like a blade it cuts. Myths, monsters, and mullets run amok.
Welcome back to Myths, Monsters, and Mullets, the show where the strange, the unexplained, and the weird take center stage, and where the people behind the encounters matter just as much as the encounters themselves. We're not just here to talk about what was seen. We're here to understand who saw it, how it changed them, and why it still matters. Before we get started, quick shout out to our supporters over on Patreon. If you'd like to help keep the show independent, ad-free, and unapologetically weird, head on over to our Patreon. You'll find members episodes, early access to all the public episodes, and bonus material you won't see or hear anywhere else. If you've had an encounter or something strange that you've just never been able to explain, I want to hear from you. Email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. That's mythsandmullets@gmail.com. Your experience could be featured on a future episode. It's coming up fast. Mark your calendars, June 6th, 2026. I'll be speaking at the Arkansas Cryptid Fest in North Little Rock, Arkansas. If you're into cryptids, folklore, and listening to great speakers, that's where you need to be. If you haven't yet, make sure you've hit that subscribe button. Make sure you're following me on all your favorite podcast platforms. Give this episode a like, leave a comment, leave us a review. That'll help us with the algorithm, and that's the best way to grow the show. Make sure you check the descriptions on all my episodes. Down below, you're going to find a list of all my favorite podcasts, from Nevermore Hollows, Drunken Cryptids, Chumming with the Spirits, Ghost Gossip, and so much more. And while you're over there listening to their shows, leave them a comment and tell them John sent you. And with that, let's start the show. Welcome back to Myths, Monsters, and Mullets. I am your host, John Methenkamp. On tonight's show, we have an actress that Kelsey Livingood suggested I talk to. And she's been in several movies that I've watched over the last couple weeks since I found out I was going to have her on the show. Melissa, why don't you introduce yourself to all my listeners?
Hi, I am Melissa Sapienza.
I was going to say it. Really
Yeah,
was.
sure you were. Sure you
Sapienza. So why don't you tell everybody a little bit about how you got started in acting, for one?
Sure. Well, I started off with acting really, it started with haunt acting, being a seasonal actor at a haunted attraction. And even before then, I was dabbling in self-taught special effects makeup. And there was a call for a special effects makeup artist to finish up on an independent film. And a friend of mine's like, hey, you do cool makeup, reach out to them. So I did. And because of that, I got to land my first acting feature. And it just kind of spiraled from there.
So I was looking at your IMDb earlier, and you have quite a few credits, not only in acting, but the special effects that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Which do you prefer, the acting or the special effects?
Ooh, probably the acting. As much as I love creating the character with makeup and doing the practical effects, um, being able to bring that character to life, in other ways is I think is a little more fun for me, but I still like to get the chance to damper in some makeup from time to time still.
I noticed when I was watching your films, you your face, you like your facial expressions like really sell everything. Because sometimes you watch people and it's just like they're just deadpan,
Yeah,
but you really like you can tell you're into it, and I love it. I love it.
thank you.
Um, what what would you say? And I gotta preface this by saying not your current project. What would you say is the favorite project that you've worked on?
Now you just made that hard.
I know. I know because it's easy to say the one that you're working on now.
Right, 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 right. Oh, goodness. So I did have a lot of fun with Fuzzy Monkey Films, Killer Campout Part 2 as my character Nancy. I did get to do a little bit of everything on that set, primarily acting, but also, helping with special effects makeup and even some boom work and just I got the role of set mom while I was on that set, just making sure everybody was staying hydrated and taking care of themselves and making sure nobody was dying. So I would say definitely Killer Camp Out Part 2.
Yeah, with the independent films, everybody seems to take on several roles,
Yep.
and I think that's what I like most about watching those type of movies because everybody is working together. It's not like you just come in, clock in, and go home. You
Right.
know, um, and it just looks like so much fun.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and that's most of the time it is. Don't get me wrong, there are moments of you wanna pull your hair out because something, you thought was recording wasn't, or, you wanted this gag to work, first try and it totally fails. So then you have to take time out of your day to figure out how to make it work. And just, people not showing up for set. That's a thing. So there is a lot of hurdles and potential gross things that happen that can make it hard. But overall, at least from my experience on independent sets, that everybody's there to do one thing, and it's to make art. And being that you all have that same goal, it kind of makes it easy to help and be ready to jump in, even though maybe that's not what you were really signed up for.
Right, right. How long have you been acting?
Well, since if you include the time that I was being creepy and stuff seasonally, 2016, but I started doing independent films in 2019.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
If you include all the times I've been creepy, never mind.
Well, it's funny that you've mentioned that, not the creepy thing, but just the timing because, like on Facebook, the memories and whatnot. Today was the day that I went on set for my first feature, for Deathboard, back in 2019. So it was kinda cool that this all lined up in that way. So it was like a little, "Aw,
That's
I did a
awesome.
thing, and I'm still doing that thing," and it was just nice to see.
Yeah, that is one good thing about Facebook. I don't. There's a lot of things I don't like about Facebook,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's
but
awful.
the memories is one of the things that I really do enjoy because
Mhm.
you'll be scrolling through and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Right.
But
Or the moments that you wanna, like, slap your past self upside the head and was like, "What were you thinking? Like, why would you post something like that? That's really stupid."
right, right. Or in my case, why were you with that person? Never mind. So, do you do anything other than horror?
Yeah. So I do comedy. I that's my primary ones are like the comedy and horror. I would like to get into some more serious roles, to, give me a different challenge. But um as of right now, that has been the two genres.
Well, I've liked everything I've seen yet. I can tell you
Thank
that.
you. Thank you.
So, you were kind enough to send me a link
Yes.
for an upcoming movie
Yes.
called Crackula,
Yes.
and I absolutely freaking love this movie.
Thank you.
So, what can you tell the listening audience about this movie that we are allowed to talk about?
Oh, sure. So, Cracula is exactly what you think it should be. Um, a Cracula, rises from the dead and is ready to feast upon some fresh blood, and it just happens to be drug blood, and it goes on from there. And it is such a ride, and it's hilarious. The acting is great. It's so self-aware too.
Yes.
Yes, and it's
There's one
just
line in that
hits.
movie. Somebody says something like, "Why did all these rooms look the same?" I know that was you.
It's so good. It is so good. And that was definitely like one of those moments too that it was Brad or somebody was like, "You need to make a comment about this because it would be funny." And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." Like,
Yeah, and I love that. You see it a lot times in the independent horror.
yeah.
You know what the movie is.
Yep.
And everybody's watching it knows what the movie is. So let's have fun with it. I love that.
Yes.
I absolutely love that. But you played two roles in this movie.
I did.
Would you like to talk about those roles?
Sure. Do we want to start off with the one I was actually cast for, or the one that I had to step in for an emergency? Just
Let's do the one you were actually cast for.
okay. So I was cast to play a male pimp named Peaches.
Wait a minute. That threw me for a curve here.
Yes.
That was what you were originally be supposed to be on
Yes.
it?
Yes. Brad has he has a vision, and he envisioned me playing this pimp character with bulge and all and facial hair and with some very like Tiger King-esque wardrobe.
Yeah.
Um yeah, and he got that inspiration from, oh my goodness, it was a movie, and the character's name was Big Mo. Um Shrunken Heads. Shrunken Heads. And so he's like, "Watch this and you'll see what I'm looking for." So that's what we kind of went for.
I really wouldn't have expected that to be the role that you were originally cast for. Oh my god. There you were
Yep.
talking about the bulge and all, like the one time you just kind of walk in front of the camera scratching yourself and
Oh
freaking
yeah, I had so much fun with the prosthetics. So I was literally packing, and it was, if you're familiar with James Bell, he is a
who?
prosthetic James Bell. He makes like hyper realistic silicone props.
Okay.
And one of his specialty is the goods downstairs. And the special effects artist that was on set, Ron George, he had a container full of phalluses. And I'm like, okay, I need to stuff these boxer briefs with something to like really feel the whole character. And it made such a difference on how I was walking and just everything. Just it was great. Priceless.
It was funny. It was funny. Like when you first showed up on the screen, I was like, "What?" I
Yes.
wasn't I wasn't expecting that at all. I was like, wait a minute, because I saw some pictures and that's not who I'm interviewing.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, you are.
Oh yeah. I,
Oh,
I
yeah.
found out really quick. So how did you end up with the other role then?
So, it was shortly before I was about ready to travel to be on set to play Peaches, and I get a phone call from the assistant director, Chris Ridings. It's like, "Hey, Melissa, this is Chris. So and so had a car emergency and they weren't able to make it." And then I just stopped him there, and I'm like, "Brad wants me to play two characters, doesn't he?" And he's like, yeah. So, what do you think?" I'm like, "What do you need? When do I need to be there?" And so, I ended up it worked out though, because what we would do the days that I was filming, I would start off as Corey, the, barbecue sauce wielding vampire slayer, um, and I would start off the day as her, and then I would need about 45 minutes to change wardrobe, clean off my beauty makeup, and put on my man makeup, and then
Where
I
did
would
your hair go?
oh, that was a wig, I used wig.
The when you're the female character, it was a wig?
No, when I was Peaches. When I was a
I
male
know,
yeah.
but your hair was so long, like it was longer. It was like I couldn't tell where it went underneath the male wig.
Wig caps.
Okay,
Wig
okay.
caps.
I need
Yep,
to look into that, I
yep.
guess.
Braid it, and then wig cap, and then you pin it, and then you're good to go. You're golden. But,
All
yeah.
right. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to give away the ending of the movie, but that was so freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
A lot of times, and it's no knock on previous guests or whatever, but they'll send links, and like I'll get bored through the movie and I'll start looking at my phone. I did not pick up my phone one time during that movie because it was so funny.
Yeah.
And the prosthetics were I'm not giving anything away, but freaking hilarious. Freaking hilarious. So when it comes out, everybody, you heard it here first. Crackula, I give it 5 mullets. I really do. 5 out
Yeah.
of 5. So what do you have coming up?
Oh, goodness. I have got so much coming up, and it's ridiculous. End of February, I will be, filming a Batman, fan short film called Batman 9 Lives. It's written and directed by Ryan Dowden. And I got cast as the Riddler. So I get to be villainous and insane. Yay!
That's fun.
Right?
I
Yeah.
mean, if I was going to be a villain, I'd want to be an insane villain, not the just,
Boring ones that
yeah,
like just want to be
just mean all
evil
the
just to
time
be
or
evil.
angry, you
Right.
know. Yeah, want to have some fun.
In April, I will be filming with Tyler Shemin and Mel Heflin for the feature Big Boobenstein.
Yes, Mel
Yeah,
Heflin, one of my favorite guests. In
such
fact,
a
I named
sweetheart.
her my favorite guest of 2025.
Oh, she deserves it.
She was so much fun.
Yes. But
Yeah.
yeah, I got cast to be the babe, so getting to be like a big, like bimbo-esque lady will be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to work with them.
Yeah. And with a name like Big Boobenstein, it's got to
Right?
be good. Got to be
Right?
good.
I saw that and I love the fact that it's a script based off of a novel. The author is like an independent author named Jeff O'Brien, and uh, he was in talks with Tyler, from my understanding, and Tyler came up with the script, and I know they did some concept filming prior with, like, Mel being Adelaide and whatnot, but I saw the casting call for it, and I'm like, "I have to be there. I have to do this."
That is awesome. That
Yeah,
is awesome. This past weekend, I believe you were at Akronomicon.
I was.
How was that? Because I seen a lot of the, my former guests
Yeah,
and, people that I'm interested in meeting were going to be there. And I just unfortunately was not able to make it. It's about a 5 hour drive for me.
yeah.
So, how is that? How is Akronomicon?
So, first off, in general, horror conventions, specifically like indie film, um, going to those, it feels almost like a little family reunion, getting to see former cast members or like in my case, my other supportive queens, scream queens, and it's always lovely to see everybody as much as we can. But Akronomicon, no, it was a lot of fun. The crowd was very friendly. All the vendors were very friendly. I think the biggest complaint I had, which they couldn't help it was stupid cold.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
ridiculously cold out. Um, so other than having a draft from, heaven forbid we would get guests and customers there, have to keep opening up the doors. How dare they?
Yeah.
Um,
Walk through the wall, people.
right, God, don't hold that door for somebody. Don't be a gentleman. But no, it was a nice vibe. It was a nice crowd. And yeah.
So do you have any other cons coming up?
Yes. Um, so I have Screamiverse in Roanoke, which I will be actually vending with Brad Twig with Fuzzy Monkey Films, and they will be showing Cracula there that weekend. So I'm really excited about that. And I get to do a Scream Queen panel with Shonda Rollings.
A future guest of mine.
Yes. Yeah,
She
so that'll be a lot of fun, and, I have Gross Fest, um, that is in the Pittsburgh area, um, coming up July 30th. It's coming up real quick, but I'll be a guest there, um, and I have 1 more, but, potentially 2 more, but I'm don't know if I can say it yet,
okay.
but
It's no big deal.
yeah, at least there's the 2 I could say, "Hey, I'm going to be there," and the other 2, you'll hear about it soon. But
And
four, um, shows for the remaining of the year as of now.
okay. And when you find out if you're really going to be there,
Yes.
I will share those out on my socials for you.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah,
Um,
I know I'm going to be there, but I'm waiting to get the green light to announce it.
Gotcha. I understand
So,
that.
I'm trying to
I
behave
understand.
myself.
So what got you into like horror? Like were you always into horror or was it just something that as you grew older it just kind of grew on you?
Oh, wow. So I grew up with 2 older siblings, 12 and 10 years older than me. And then I also grew up with extended family, like my godmother and her children. And specifically, I would consider him my godbrother, just in this context there. But between having the older kid exposure and we would spend a lot of our time either watching horror movies or playing horror video games or watching like my godbrother doing costuming or a little bit of makeup. Once I got to probably like 7 years old, 7 or 8, we would make some home movies where I would have like blood capsules in my mouth and he would be like chasing me around outside in the dark and like with a real knife. But but
That
I mean, we were doing things like that. And even some of my earliest memories of like watching Tales from the Crypt and wanting to watch the show at such a young age, but having to sit behind a chair and wait until he popped out after the theme song to, like, get past that jump scare, and then I was fine for the rest of the show. So, I feel like I was definitely, the early exposure and just kind of grow on me.
What would you say is your favorite horror movie of all time that you
Oh,
weren't in?
oh, hey, hey.
I'm not making it easy on you.
Well, no, so
I'm done making it easy on my guests, okay?
how dare you? How dare you on this Monday evening after
I
all of
know.
this? No, so, definitely the Elm Street franchise is my go-to. It's I mean, if I had to pick a specific, I would say, Elm Street 4, but, the whole franchise, um that's definitely my favorite.
I kind of pictured you to be a an Evil Dead girl.
I do appreciate Evil Dead. I do like, I like the sequel, and Army of Darkness. Even the newer, iterations, I can appreciate because it still has that humor behind it.
Mhm.
Um, and no, I love it. Bruce Campbell's a hoot. But, just for whatever reason, I think I love the imagination it took to get you into the dream world and the different kills, and it comes back to, like, the practical effects, like, how they made that thing like, how they made everything work, um, and I did appreciate the one-liners and the cheesiness that came with the later renditions of Freddy. Having that, like, smart-ass personality, I like that a lot,
I can't imagine why.
right? What are you saying?
I've only been talking to you for about 40 minutes and I've picked up on that. I can just say. And our messages back and forth. Yeah, I've picked up on that.
Proud of you, proud of you.
Hey, I'm observant, even though it is Monday and I'm tired.
Yes.
So, when people come to my show,
Mhm.
they're expecting some kind of paranormal, cryptid, UFO encounter.
Yeah.
So you tell me that you have some kind of encounter. We haven't talked about what kind of encounter though.
Dun, dun,
So
dun.
surprise me.
Oh, wow. So, I, um not only myself, but my daughter, seem to be very intuitive. Intuitive? Intuitive.
That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, intuitive. Um, I have had occurrences, um, ones that were of people that we were not related to and ones that we have been related to. Um, and yeah, where do I begin? Um,
Well, let's just start at the beginning. Like,
sure.
when did you first realize that you were intuitive?
Well, I've always had gut feelings about things, whether it be gut feelings about situations, gut feelings about people, more so, and I
And you
have,
still came on my show?
I know, right? Just wait, just wait. If you decide that you don't hate me after this and we continue to talk, there will be moments where I just randomly will reach out to you and literally just do a check, be like, "Hey, I'm thinking about you. Like, what's going on?" And you're gonna be like, "Oh, crap. I actually just had something really serious happen to me today, and I'm having a hard time, and thank you for reaching out." The amount of times that that's happened, yeah,
So when I see your name pop up, I'm like, oh crap.
yeah.
Either something's gonna happen.
Either I'm sending you things that will make you laugh, or I am sending you support.
Okay.
So
Okay.
there you
Either
go.
one is fine.
It could be a little bit of both. But, so I've always had those instincts, but, um, my brother, he passed away when I was 16. And, shortly after that, I guess I decided to pop out a child. Hey! Um curveball, woo! So, I had my child, my oldest, and um, back being a teen mom, I was still living at home. I switched bedrooms. Um, I took my brother's old room because it was bigger, being able to put a crib in, whatever. And um, being in that room, like I would always feel something. And there was a time that my son was sleeping, taking a nap, and you ever see those baby monitors that have like the projectors on it
Mhm.
that's like a nightlight thing? Well, for whatever reason, it kept going off. And I was literally in the room. Like the projector kept going off and it was plugged into the wall. And I'm like, okay, that's weird. Go turn it off, sit my ass back down. I'm watching TV. And it went off again. I'm like, okay, get up, boop, sit back down. And then it did it again. And the first thing that came to my head was knock it off, a hole, talking about my brother. And the thing flickered
As you were thinking that?
as I said it out loud.
Oh, you said it out
I
loud.
said it out loud and the projector flickered. I'm like, okay, thanks for keeping an eye on him, you know? And so that was kind of like the first start of it. And then a few years later, I had my daughter. And I would, at this point, I was in a new house with my husband at the time. And um, that's when things started getting weird. Like she was born and the house just lit up with energy. And
And I'm guessing you don't mean in a good way.
no, oh no, this was awful.
Okay.
So it started off with um some items moving, um the things happening with the aquarium first. And I'm like, oh, why is it like being really noisy out of nowhere? And like the lid on the aquarium lid would just come off. Like I would just go look at it and it's moved off and it's like, why is it like that? And there was a moment where I was sleeping in the living room because baby, nightly feedings, whatever.
Mhm.
And I put her upstairs. Go downstairs to sleep and it got dead quiet. Like not even like any road noise, nothing, dead quiet. And it sounded like somebody was hovering over my head, whispering, "Get out." So I got out. I got out of the living room.
Was
And
it like a was it like a male voice
yeah,
or just
it was very breathy and it did sound male and it literally like it almost felt like I could feel the breath. Like it was
really? But
that
you couldn't
close.
see
Yes.
anything.
No, I didn't see anything because it was pitch
Wow.
black. It was dark. And um my husband at the time thought I was crazy. He thought I was like just sleep deprived and stuff. And there were times where it was over the baby monitor where I would start hearing weird noises like footsteps and it would be footsteps, it would be just rambling and you would think first interference, right? Whether it be like different channels and stuff. But then it would get super quiet and then I would hear those same things in the room with me.
Really?
Yes. And it wasn't until he heard a man talk out of nowhere while Lydia was sleeping. Like, it always tended to be when she was napping. And he's like, "I think you might be onto something." I'm like, "You think? You think?"
So he heard the voice, it wasn't through the monitor, he actually
No,
heard the voice like you did?
no, he heard the man voice through the monitor.
Really?
Yes. And
Mm.
then he started like, "Okay, maybe you're onto something." And there would even be points that you would be in the living room and the daughter's room was just right up the steps and it sounded like a elephant herd running in the room. Not on the baby monitor. It sounded like someone was stomping upstairs while she was dead asleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, and tell me to F off if I'm
No, you're good.
overstepping my bounds here.
You're good.
Do you think this is um attached to your daughter?
We'll see. I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Okay, sorry.
So, I reached out to a medium of sort, and I actually I talked to two different ones just to, um, at that point I was still a little skeptic on some things.
Mhm.
Um, and they both, mentioned about like there's nobody that died in the house, but your daughter is basically an open door and n- unconsciously letting things in. And so there were times where like I did have to like sage the house and sage
Mhm.
the room, and and you would notice a difference afterwards. Cuz even it was a couple years after that things started getting active in her room again. It was always in her room. And I would be coming home from, let's say, like the haunt after working. And I'm in the bathroom, which is right outside her door, and noticed that her door was completely shut. And normally my kiddos would always leave the door cracked. We'd leave the hallway light on, so if they need to use the bathroom or whatever.
Mhm.
And so I would crack it open and then it would shut a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe a draft, whatever. Open it up more, and then it would shut a little bit more. And I'm like, okay, so I'm just gonna swing it the whole way open. And then I was like, "Heh, now what?" And it slammed.
Really?
Uh-huh. And then the next night
Let
is
me stop you real quick. Was
sure.
she asleep during that when the
Yes,
door slammed?
she was sleeping.
Hmm.
That's what I'm
Okay,
saying.
good.
Yeah, she was sleeping. All of the kiddos at this point, I had 3. So at the point, all the kiddos are sleeping. And mm, the next night, similar behavior was starting up again. And I'm like, you know what? We're going to nip this in the bud. I'm going to open the door. I'm going to block it with like a toy or something. And me, because I'm a smartass, if you haven't figured this out,
Yeah,
and
I did.
said something along the lines of like, yeah, so you're going to knock it off. This is, like, this is it. We're ending it here. And the power went out in the bathroom. Like it like dimmed and flickered, went out, and then came
Just
back
in the
on.
bathroom?
What?
Only in the bathroom?
Only in the bathroom.
Holy cow.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, needless to say, we did another smudging. um, and
So,
go ahead.
um, I find it more than a coincidence
Uh-huh.
that you would like the Nightmare on Elm Street series,
Yeah.
which deals with dreams,
Yeah.
and now your daughter has stuff happening when she's dreaming.
Yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how old was she at this time?
Well, let's see. The first occurrence was newborn. Second
Mhm.
occurrence, she was probably about like 3.
Hmm. Hmm.
And the last incident that I had, at least with her involved, it was after my mother's passing. She passed away from dementia back in 2018. And we were at my mother's house. I think it was just like whether it be like picking up items or uh, doing something along the lines of checking up on the house. And we were leaving through the back door, through the garage, and we both heard my mom yell, "Hey," in the living room, and there was
Really?
nothing on, no TV, nothing.
Wow.
And my daughter looked at me, and I looked at her, and I'm like, "You heard that?" And she said, "Yeah, I wanna leave." And, yeah, so it was flat out my mom's voice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did your daughter ever, talk about having, like, nightmares and stuff like that?
Not really. She, does have a history of sleepwalking.
Okay.
She does have a history of sleepwalking or talking in her sleep, but never really describing any type of elaborate dreams.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. So the voice, I mean, obviously it couldn't have been her,
yeah,
the male voice or whatever.
right.
Um, wow. That's freaky.
Yeah,
It's freaky. Anytime, I mean, I'm a father,
yes,
and you know, that would completely unnerve me,
yeah,
because it's revolving around my children.
yeah. And
Um,
it's something, like I said, it's something that, at least in the cases of having, um, the interactions with family members, there was some comfort to it to a degree. Um, it still throws you off for sure. Um, but for my daughter, these instances never really seemed to affect her in any way. Obviously she was too young to really remember any of the first things. And even whenever we talk about what happened at my mom's house, she doesn't necessarily remember all of that either. Um,
yeah,
but it does make me wonder, um, too, because she is a person that gets drained very easily. And I'm wondering if that's part of it as well.
yeah, you hear that actually.
Yeah.
I heard somebody talking about that the other day.
Yeah.
They felt like they had to go to sleep,
Yeah.
and then stuff would happen. Wow, wow. Um, how old are your kids now, if you don't mind me
No,
asking?
that's fine. So I have 2 boys, 19 and 12, and, my daughter is 15.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Okay,
true.
okay,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah, well, that's why I prefaced "Hey, I might have popped out a child when I was 17." Um,
But
I
still.
know, and he's in college now, and it's gross. Um, but, yeah, they're all, either adults or, teenage, preteen grossness. Um,
Do they report anything now as far as
um, not really. No,
no?
I will say, um, that we moved into this house, um, with my husband back in 2021, and he and I and them all have not really had any craziness. Um, we did have a bat fly into the house yesterday.
What was it the bat from Crackula? Because that wasn't very scary.
Oh, no, this one's, like, tiny. Oh, listen, that bat is hilarious.
It's
That
funny.
bat stole the show.
It was great. It was great. I
It's
loved
so
it.
good. But no, it was just a little bat that we're trying to figure out where it came from, but my cat was chasing it around the house. But yeah, this house is clean. I have not had to do any major cleansing. I mean, I in my own practice will do some smudging here and there. Um, and even just for aromatherapy, because I just love the stuff. It smells good. Um, but there hasn't been any weird occurrences here.
That's good. That means it
Yeah,
didn't follow you.
exactly.
Has there ever been anything that's happened on set that could possibly be just,
Oh,
it was just paranormal or just weird?
oh man. You know what? Yes, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I can't remember what set it was.
That's fine.
But no, I will say the one place we got to film in, and it was for Homicidal Harry, um, that it was in um, a house that was about ready to be bulldozed. So, like, vandalism and, uh, guerrilla filming, that kind of fun stuff. And the energy there was very, very off. Um, oh my goodness, I feel like a butt because I know there was something that happened. It might have been on what set was that? It might have been Killer Camp Out. I'm
It's
losing it.
Monday.
It is,
It's
I'm
Monday.
losing it.
Blame it on Monday.
Really?
Yeah. It's all that you spent all that energy
I
at
really did.
Akronomicon.
I really did. Listen, I love conventions, don't get me wrong, but I always like to use, um, Tour Guide Barbie as, like, a metaphor to conventions. Like, you ever watch the end of Toy Story 2 during the credits, and it's Tour Guide Barbie, she's like, "Bye-bye now, bye-bye now, bye-bye, bye-bye now," and then she's just like, "Oh, my cheeks hurt so much." That's that's what it feels like.
Is it because you're fake smiling or is it because it's just real smiles?
It's real smiles. I think I have been cursed with animation, and I can't turn it off, and
Yeah.
so
That's what I was saying earlier. Your face, like your expressions are just like I love it. Like you sell it not only with your voice and what you're saying, but in your facial expressions. It's like, yeah, I like that. It's not deadpan like a lot of actors and actresses. They
yeah,
they get the emotion, but with you, it's the eyes, it's everything. I love it. I love it.
thanks.
I'm not saying that to kiss your butt because you're on my show, but
Damn straight.
so did you have anything else that happened paranormal wise?
Um, oh, how did I forget? Oh my gosh, and this is, like, pretty recent. So, a bear with me here, okay?
It's Monday.
The, so the haunt
In
at
fact, I might even name this Monday with Melissa.
please. So so the haunt I've worked with is ScareHouse, out of Pittsburgh, and the old building that ScareHouse used to be in Etna, Pennsylvania, was like an old Elks Lodge, and the amount of activity that is in that building is insane. There have been, different, paranormal investigators that have been there, um, and the amount of stories that you can get just from that building and from the cast and crew is insane, and, from the first season I worked there, like, I think they named him Walter. Whatever energy that was in that place, they named him Walter. So Walter, um, got a nice, handful of my butt. One of the first nights that I worked, I was in a squatting position, in one of the scare spots, and there was no one but a fog machine behind me. And to feel a intense on your butt with no one there is kind of like, oh, all right then. Thanks a lot for that, Walter. And having a man clearing his throat in a bathroom stall next to you when there's no one else in the building.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
You got a perverted ghost there.
Oh yeah. And we had one last hurrah in that building the fall of 2024. Yeah, 2024. The basement is an 18 over experience. Like you sign a waiver. It's like more intimate psychological scare, not just jump
Mhm.
scares. And the basement, I walked into that building and walked down into that basement for the first time in years. And I had a panic attack from the energy that was coming out of that place.
Really?
Yes. And being downstairs in the basement, there was only certain spots that you can feel the tension in the room as you're walking through it. And there was a closet that was in the one section of the egresses. And I was checking to make sure there were no actors left after we turn on the lights and doing like, safety walkthroughs. And walking past that closet that I had just been working in, because I think it was one of the nights I was filling in as an actor, um, hearing somebody exhale deeply while I was walking past that closet. Like there's no other way in there. And I walked
Wow.
past the open doorway and just heard a I'm like, all right, so and so, let's go. We're done. No one's here.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah. You know, if I was going to be a ghost, though, I would probably be the perverted ghost too.
Right? I
So what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
Exactly.
Just whisper to you about my metaphorical penis. Listen, I like to reference it a lot. Talk to my husband. I can't not talk about it.
Okay. Let's talk about it.
It's glorious. It's all powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you think I get all the energy
You have a
from?
name for it?
Well, you said to keep it PG. I'm trying to keep it PG here.
Okay. I want to hear it and I can cut it. I might bleep it.
Okay. Basically, I just like to call it mud.
Oh my God.
But you have to have the emphasis on the eh.
I'm going to have to cut that, but that was funny. I'll just bleep it. I'll
There you
bleep it.
go.
It'll be fine.
There you go. I told you. I've been doing so well. I've been behaving myself.
Yeah, you have. You have. And it's nice. It really is.
Thank you.
Because no, but I was gonna say something about Mel, but I can't do that. She's too nice. Oh man.
Give it back.
Okay. So you live in the Pittsburgh area, correct?
Mhm.
I mean, that's like there's a lot of Bigfoot activity out there.
Yeah, apparently, the town I grew up in, Derry, um, apparently they have had some Bigfoot sightings in the Chestnut Ridge, from what I'm hearing.
Really?
Yeah, they actually have like a Bigfoot like society there now.
What are your thoughts on Bigfoot?
I mean, I am not I wouldn't say that I'm a skeptic. I feel like there is definitely the possibility of a creature that maybe hasn't evolved as much as we have. Do I think it's in Derry, Pennsylvania? I don't think so. I mean, for as much as I grew up there and have been a hooligan in those woods. Um, but I'm not saying that it couldn't be a possibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about aliens and UFOs?
You know what? The fact that we even exist, who's to say there isn't other life in other universes?
I agree.
I feel like
The universe is too big for us to be the only ones.
absolutely. And as much as, we're trying to research and understand, this galaxy, I'm sure there is somebody that's doing exactly the same, wondering what the heck we're doing.
Yeah. Yeah. They're probably looking at us though and being like, they're not ready.
Right. Right. They still have time to evolve into their better selves.
Right. Right. I mean, they're still talking to each other with fake hair on.
Yeah. Right? Spirit gum and all, man.
Yeah.
Spirit gum and wig caps.
Well, Melissa, I tell you what, this has been fun. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you?
You can find me anywhere. You can find me on the IMDb's, on Instagram, SpookyBooBoo89. I also have an official actor page on Facebook, and yeah,
I'll
good
put
stuff.
some links in the description for you.
Sure.
And make sure everybody's checking out Crackula when it comes out. It was a riot. I
He
loved
wants
it.
to smoke your blood.
Oh, there's something for everybody in it. Guys, you're going to love the movie. That's all I'm going to say. Boobs. Anyway.
It's something to sink your teeth into.
Yeah. Well, once again, Melissa, thank you for coming on Miss Monsters and Mullets. Maybe I can have you back on the next time when you do Crackula 2.
Dun, dun, dun. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And if you've had a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, or maybe you're a squeam, edit that.
Maybe if you're a squeam.
Yes. It's Monday. Mondays with Melissa. And if you've had a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, or maybe you're a scream queen who'd just like to come on and see the mullet, you can email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. Find me on Facebook, send me a message there. And until next time, I'll talk to you later. Gotta go. And that's it for tonight. Make sure you're checking out the description on this episode for any links associated with the guest. And if you've had a paranormal encounter you'd like to share, you can email me at mythsandmullets@gmail.com. Good night, everyone.
Shadow in the pines lurking in the dusky air. Bigfoot stomps through the woods like he don't care. Lights in the sky flash green then blue. Aliens descending with a secret or two.